Hey, my kings and queens, how we doing today, baby? I hope everything is going good. Hey, come into the living room. We about to chop it up about something that don't nobody like to talk about, but of course, T is going to talk about it. Today, our scripture is going to be out of 1 Samuel 15 and 22, and it states, "To obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed is better than the fat of rams." And what God is speaking about here is, if you are obeying him, you going to be covered, you going to be anointed, he going to take care of you, you going to be straight. But disobedience, honey, is going to have you fall short, and you ain't going to have no protection, you not going to be covered, and he's going to be very disappointed in you, okay? So one of the most dangerous places to be is to be half obedient to God, okay? 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I love God today, and then tomorrow I'm cursing him because he didn't do what I needed him to do. It's not enough to just be looking like you believe in God in front of people and you team God and all that kind of stuff, but you really ain't surrendered. Like, you see a whole bunch of people that go to church and they be trying to put on this little facade in front of regular humans or whatever the case may be, but then they go home and do some witchcraft, or they go home and they do some stuff that's not in agreement with being obedient to God, okay? They having multiple sexual partners, or they messing up their temple, and they just doing all kind of stuff. You know what y'all be doing and stuff. And so it's like, hey, that was Saul's problem in the Bible. See, history always gonna repeat itself. Nobody's perfect, okay? None of us are perfect people. God knew that we were gonna be imperfect people, but to actually do things on purpose, and then later on it's called looking for God's forgiveness, is called presumptuous sin. Either you gonna be team God or you gonna be team devil. You got to make up your mind. And so God told King Saul to completely destroy Amalek, okay? But Saul spared what actually looked good, okay? And he thought that just doing half of what God said was going to be obedience enough. But in 1 Samuel, God says to obey is better than sacrifice. And so his half obedience is still disobedience. When God tells you to do something, you better get it done. Don't be sitting up here trying to rationalize what God is telling you to do. Don't be like Saul and do some of what God tells you to do, because you're still going to be actually weighed on your disobedience, regardless if you did some of it or not. Okay? And so we can't negotiate with God. That's not the way that it actually works. When God say and gives you an instruction, you got to get it done. That's just like me, for instance. I work for God. There's no way that I can go to God and say, Lord, I understand that I work for you and everything, but I don't feel like working right now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to the club, get drunk, go have sex with a few different people, and then I'll be back, okay, God, because I feel like taking a break from working for you. I'm going to go ahead and just cut off my celibacy and everything that we chopped it up about, because I'm just feeling like doing this right now. I can't do that with God. That wouldn't make no sense. If God said you work for me and these are the instructions that I'm giving you and you got to get it done, that's what I got to do. It's no longer about me. It's about what God needs me to do. And so I'm going to be obedient to what God tells me to do, because I understand what God has promised me. And so the thing that I need to do for God is I need to make sure that I keep my promise as well. Okay, kings and queens? And so, it's a whole bunch of people out here that's false prophets. That's what they are. You know, they try to make it and put on a facade like they team God, but really they not. They not fooling with God like that. And so you got to choose what side you're going to be on, kings and queens. You can't be sitting up here having one foot in and one foot out. You can't do that. Because what's going to happen is, like I said, God is an all-seeing, all-knowing God. He is going to actually deal with you accordingly. And it's going to demonstrate in your life, okay? People are going to be able to tell that you don't really fool with God like that. God is going to make sure that he reveals that you don't fool with him. He's going to actually, he's going to deal with you in your finances. He's going to deal with you in your health. He's going to deal with you in your relationships. He's going to deal with you and your whole facade that you're putting on, and he's going to drop that mask. You cannot sit up here and play with God. God, that's an insult to God, okay? So you got to make sure that you're going to be 10 toes down when you're going to serve God, okay? You can't be sitting up here playing games with God. God is not a joke. He will not be mocked, okay? He tells you that. And so when you are actually being obedient with God, you got to make sure that you are going to actually stand firm on that, okay? Be a person of your word, okay? And not play no games, because you're not fooling nobody but the people that's around you. All right. And God is going to actually prove that he is God, and he's not the one to be played with. He's not the one to actually sit up here and lie to. God is going to make sure that everybody is going to see you for who you are. All right. So don't get caught in none of these traps that you see on a regular basis, where you seeing all of these pastors being exposed, trying to make it seem like they love God and they run in churches and they're for the people. Don't get caught in none of that type of stuff. You are not being clever. You're not being smarter than God in any type of way, shape, or form. All right? You don't want to forfeit your blessings sitting up here putting on a facade, okay? You don't want to sit up here and actually have God remove your protection or remove all of the things that he can give you if you're being obedient, all right? God is not like man. He's not going to sit up here and play these little games with you or believe everything that you say. God is not like man. He can't be fooled, okay? I need you to understand that. I need you to drill this up in your head. Don't keep on comparing God to man. They're not the same. God created man. Okay? So God gives you the free will to actually choose if you're going to be obedient or disobedient. You definitely have the choice. If you want to be disobedient, that's fine. It's okay. But understand that you're going to deal with the actual consequences of your disobedience. I need you to understand this, kings and queens. All right? That's what I have for you today. I love you so much. I'll talk to you soon.